Welcome to The Weekly Option, the podcast for people interested in trading stock options. Each week, we cover trade ideas and opportunities in the stock market right now. Whether you're a beginner, a professional, or just curious about options, this is the show for you. Let's get started. Welcome to The Weekly Option. This is episode 309 on February the 8th, 2024. I'm your host, Eric, and in this week's show, we'll cover the trades from last week on SunPower Corporation, General Motors, and Affirm Holdings, and we discuss three new trades on CleanSpark Inc., Li Auto Inc., and Riot Platforms. Now, it's always great to hear from listeners. If you have any questions about the trades presented here on the show or even about your own positions, feel free to email me. You can email questions to eric@theweeklyoption.com. That's ERIC@theweeklyoption.com. I've also created a few videos to teach you all the basics of option trading that you'll need to know to be able to follow along with me on this show. You can visit our website and click on the videos tab to watch them, or visit the YouTube channel for The Weekly Option. Now, today's show is being recorded one day early on Thursday and will be using the end-of-day pricing from Thursday, February 8th. So far, the Dow Jones Industrial Average has gained 71 points this week, ending on Thursday at 38,726 points. The S&P 500 index has gained 39 points, closing on Thursday at 4,997 points. And now it's time for the topic of the week. The topic of the week is one day at a time. I've had a few moments this week where I was happy that I can only take one day at a time. Sometimes my goals just seem too lofty. At other times, progress happens so quickly that it's hard to even keep up. In both scenarios, all I have to worry about is the next day, taking the next step. No matter where you are with your trading goals or your goals for the year in general, all you have to do is take the next step. All you have to do is push one more day. Hopefully that encourages someone listening to the show. You don't have to have all the answers today. You don't have to know exactly where you're going this year. All you need to do is take one more step. I'm happy that this year will play out one day at a time. I don't have to worry about next week. I just have to win tomorrow. So let's get into the trading review for last week's trades. We're going to start off with our covered call on SunPower Corporation, symbol S as in Sierra, P as in Papa, W as in Whiskey, R as in Romeo. Now, at the time, the stock was trading for $3.43 per share. I looked at buying stock and selling the February 3.5 call at 45 cents, hoping for a return of 15.16% in 2 weeks. Well, shares of SunPower lost 20 cents, ending the week at $3.23 per share. The call option that we sold lost 14 cents, leaving us with a net loss of 6 cents on the week if we were to close the trade out immediately. Now, we're still 25 cents above our break-even point, so this position is still profitable for us. With expiration in a week, I'm not looking to make any adjustments on this trade at all. As long as the option expires out of the money, I'll look to sell another call option against the stock after expiration, thus increasing the net profit on the trade. I'll definitely need to keep track of the stock price over the next week, but so far so good with how it's looking. Next up, we have the credit spread on General Motors, symbol G as in Golf, M as in Mike. At the time, the stock was trading for $38.90 per share. I looked at selling the February 38 put spread at 16 cents, which could give us a maximum possible loss of 34 cents per spread. Well, shares of GM fell 25 cents, ending the week at $38.65 per share. The out-of-the-money put spread that we sold is still out of the money. Even though the stock price went lower, the option spread is still out of the money, and we want this spread to expire worthless. With 1 week left before expiration, it's still looking pretty good. So no adjustments are needed on this trade so far either. You definitely want to have a plan of attack in case the stock price goes below our break-even point. So far, so good. Our final trade for review was the debit spread on Affirm Holdings, symbol A as in Alpha, F as in Foxtrot, R as in Romeo, M as in Mike. At the time, the stock was trading for $41.01 per share. I looked at buying the February 41 call spread for 30 cents, which would give us a maximum gain of 20 cents, or that's a 66.67% return in 2 weeks. Well, shares of Affirm Holdings grew $8.21, ending the week at $49.22 per share. The in the money call spread that we bought is way in the money now. The spread worked out great. This is one of those trades where I wish I'd bought the stock or traded more spreads. What a move for a week. No adjustments are needed at all. This trade is definitely working out. It looks like it's going to expire in the money, allowing us to pick up a very quick 67% return on capital. So that was a nice trade. And that's it for the review of last week's trades. Now, next week is options expiration for all monthly positions for February. The new trades on today's show will use the March 15th expiration for monthly options in the month of March. So let's start off with our covered call. I'm looking at CleanSpark Inc., symbol C as in Charlie, L as in Lima, S as in Sierra, K as in Kilo. The stock ended the week, or actually it's closed on Thursday at $10.50 per share. I'm looking at buying stock and selling the March 11 call at $1.55, hoping for a return of 19.52% in 5 weeks. Well, you enter this trade by buying stock for $10.50 per share and selling the March 11 call at $1.55. This trade makes the most money if stock prices finish above $11 per share. The break-even price on the trade is $8.95, and in real terms, the stock purchase will require $1,050 and you'll collect $155 for selling the option. Next up, we have the credit spread on Li Auto Inc., symbol L as in Lima, I as in India. The stock ended on Thursday at $30.50 per share. I'm looking at selling the March 30/29 put spread at 37 cents, which could give us a maximum possible loss of 63 cents per spread. Now you enter this trade by selling the March 30 put at $1.78 and concurrently buying the March 29 put for $1.41. This is a credit spread because we're selling the spread, and this trade makes the most money if stock prices expire above $30 per share. The break-even price on this trade is $29.63, and in real terms, you'll collect $37 per spread that you sell and have $63 at risk. And our final trade for today's show is going to be a debit spread on Riot Platforms, symbol R as in Romeo, I as in India, O as in Oscar, T as in Tango. The stock closed on Thursday at $13.05 per share. I'm looking at buying the March 12/13 call spread for 52 cents, which could give us a maximum gain of 48 cents, or that's a 92.31% return in 5 weeks. Now you enter this trade by buying the March 12 call for $2.20 and concurrently selling the March 13 call at $1.68. This is a debit spread because we're buying the spread, and this trade makes the most money if stock prices expire above $13 per share. The break-even price on this trade is $12.52 per share, and in real terms, you'll pay $52 to enter the spread, and your maximum gain is $48 per spread. All right, that's it for this week's show. Thank you guys so much for listening. I know this was a quick one. It's mostly because I am on a men's trip at a ski resort. So I wanted to make sure that I got a episode out so that you guys could follow along. Next week's show will be on its normal time. All right, have a great week, a great weekend, and as always, happy trading. Thank you for listening to the Weekly Option Podcast. Please subscribe to our show and visit us at www.theweeklyoption.com. Disclaimer, there is a very high degree of risk involved in trading. The indicators and strategies described in this podcast are for educational purposes only and should not be construed as investment advice. For our full disclaimer, visit our website at www.theweeklyoption.com.